Key G.O.P. Sessions himself spoke with the Russian ambassador last year, in seeming contradiction to his testimony at his confirmation hearing. The partisan furor that broke out with the Justice Department's acknowledgement of the contacts late Wednesday began to take on a bipartisan sheen as the controversy spilled into Thursday morning. The House Majority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, Republican of California, said on MSNBC's Morning Joe that Mr.
Sessions should recuse himself from Russia-linked investigations. I think the trust of the American people. You recuse yourself from these situations, Mr. McCarthy said, adding that, for any investigation going forward, you want to make sure everybody trusts the investigation.
Sessions to step aside, he replied, I think it'd be easier from that standpoint, yes. Representative Jason Chaffetz, the Utah Republican who leads the House Oversight Committee, said on Twitter on Thursday, AG Sessions should clarify his testimony and recuse himself. And Senator Rob Portman, Republican of Ohio, said in a statement, Jeff Sessions is a former colleague and a friend, but I think it would be best for him and for the country to recuse himself from the D.J. Russia probe. Some Democrats were already going further, suggesting that Mr.
For the good of the country, Attorney General Jeff Sessions should resign, said the Senate Democratic leader, Chuck Schumer of New York. The House Democratic leader, Nancy Pelosi of California, took the same position, saying, Sessions is not fit to serve as the top law enforcement officer of our country and must resign.
Ms. The Trump administration dismissed the accusations as partisan attacks, and Mr. Sessions said in a statement issued shortly before midnight that he had not addressed election matters with the ambassador, Sergei Kislyak. Sessions said, I have no idea what this allegation is about. It is false.
Sessions reiterated that he had not met with the Russian ambassador to discuss the political campaign, but he left the door open to stepping aside from the investigation. I have said whenever it is appropriate, I will recuse myself, he said. There is no doubt about that. The clash was the latest escalation in the continuing fallout over what intelligence officials have concluded was Russian interference in the 2016 election to help President Trump, including by hacking Democratic emails and providing them to WikiLeaks for release.
BI officials have been scrutinizing contacts between people affiliated with the Trump campaign over communication with the Russian government.
Flynn resigned after it emerged that he had misled Vice President Mike Pence about a conversation with Mr. Kislyak. Now, Mr. He was the first senator to endorse Mr. Trump and became an architect of his populist campaign strategy who sharpened the candidate's message on immigration and trade. Mr.
At the confirmation hearing for Attorney General in January, Senator Al Franken, Democrat of Minnesota, asked Mr. Sessions about a CNN report that intelligence briefers had told Barack Obama, then the president, and Mr. Trump, then the president-elect, that Russian operatives claimed to have compromising information about Mr. Franken also noted that the report indicated that surrogates for Mr. Trump and intermediaries for the Russian government continued to exchange information during the campaign. Sessions what he would do if that report proved true. Mr. Sessions replied that he was not aware of any of those activities.
But the Justice Department acknowledged on Wednesday that Mr. Sessions had twice communicated with the Russian ambassador last year. The first time was in July, at the Republican National Convention, after he gave a speech at an event for ambassadors sponsored by the Heritage Foundation.
Kislyak in September. The Washington Post earlier reported both encounters. While confirming the conversations, the department played down both.
Sessions as he was leaving the stage. The ambassadors, the official said, thanked Mr. Sessions for his remarks and invited him to join them at various events they were sponsoring, but he made no commitments to do so.
A spokeswoman for the Justice Department, Sarah Isker Flores, said there was absolutely nothing misleading about Mr. Sessions' answers at his confirmation hearing. She said that Mr.
She added, he was asked during the hearing about communications between Russia and the Trump campaign, not about meetings he took as a senator and a member of the Armed Services Committee. But Democrats were unassuaged. In a statement, Mr. Sessions' testimony at best misleading, noting, it is clearer than ever now that the Attorney General cannot, in good faith, oversee an investigation at the Department of Justice and the FBI.
Senator Claire McCaskill, Democrat of Missouri, cast doubt on Mr. Sessions' explanation that he had met with the Russian ambassador because of his duties as a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, saying that was beyond the panel's jurisdiction. I've been on the Armed Services comm for 10 years, she wrote on Twitter on Thursday.
Ever. Ambassadors call members of Foreign Rel Commander. And Representative Elijah E.
Sessions to resign because he let a demonstrably false statement stand for weeks without correcting the public record. There is no longer any question that we need a truly independent commission to investigate this issue, Mr. Cummings said.